the beginning of the Grampians Peaks Trail up in Halls Gap. Here with a couple of guys that I actually met down when I did the overland track earlier this year. So here with Tony and Aaron. Say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
So the three of us are doing the section of the Grampians Peaks Trail up here. So this is about a 36k track over 3 days. Starting out, it's around about 10 o'clock in the morning now, so we're about to sort of head off pretty shortly. So Grampians Peaks Trail is eventually going to be a long track that runs the entire length of the Grampians National Park from north to south. This is the first section of it that's open, so we're just going to come and check out this section. And it sort of runs through the central part of the national park around Halls Gap. This is a circuit track, so yeah, we'll come here to see what it's like. It's pretty fresh up here at the moment. It's probably only about 8 degrees, I think, but well, I'm sure we'll start getting warm pretty quickly. There's been a bit of fog around this morning, but we're hoping that might start to burn off, and some of the cloud burns off as we start getting a bit higher up, so we hopefully get some good views from up there. So anyway, we're just about to set off, and we'll check out what we sort of see along the way. All right, well, here we are at the start of the track. You can see Tony and Aaron just starting off there. So yeah, we're just hitting the start of the trail, just on the other side of the car park here. And up behind us here, sort of in the cloud a bit at the moment, is, I think that's the Pinnacle. So that's sort of where we're heading for a lookout spot. So hopefully by the time we get up there, they might have cleared a bit with the cloud and stuff, so we get some views. So we've only come a couple of 100 metres and we've already got a first little bit of wildlife on the trail here. A couple of wallabies having a bit of a feed. Anyway, we're just about to start heading uphill, so heading up towards Splitters Falls, I think, is the first kind of landmark. So that's just not too far up the track, so I'll go and check that out. There's been a fair bit of rain around, I think, the last few weeks, so it sounds like there's a reasonable amount of water up here. We've brought some with us anyway, and Tony's actually gone around and stashed some water supplies at each of the campsites ahead of the hike, so we've got extra there if we need it. Just coming up through a bit of sort of forest at the moment, but yeah, I think it's going to start going up pretty soon. Back there's actually a shorter hike, or going up some stairs up to the Pinnacle, which is more direct. We sort of go around the trail and then up to the Splitters Falls first, and then make our way up to the Pinnacle after that. Anyway, it's really nice so far. There's the stream running behind us here. Plenty of water around by the look of it, which is good. Anyway, keep on going and see what's ahead. So just going up all the stairs at the moment to Splitters Falls, and all the rock formations and stuff around here are just amazing. You can see behind there's just these huge areas of rock shelf, and yeah, it's really interesting terrain. Pretty steep climb at the moment up all these stairs to the falls, but sounds like it should be worth the side trip, I think, because there's plenty of water running, so hopefully there's a bit coming down the falls too. Well, not even that far into the trail so far, and the landscape is just amazing. There's been rocks, huge rocks everywhere, a lot of rocky stepped areas and stuff, and rocky platforms. And there's just a heap of water running at the moment too, down this river. Well, it looks like a river at the moment anyway. So there's obviously been plenty of rain around, but yeah, looks good enough to jump in and have a swim. Well, this trail is really packing a punch so far. It's really great. It's just so much amazing terrain up here. I think the section that we're coming through now is the Grand Canyon. So kind of, you can probably see why. Coming through the middle of some really huge rock walls. It's a fair bit of uphill at the moment, so it's yeah, pretty rocky and yeah, a little bit steep, but we're heading up towards the Pinnacle. And yeah, it's just amazing terrain up here. It's beautiful. So I think we're probably going to get up to the Pinnacle, stop off there for a bit of lunch, and hopefully we might get some views. There is a fair bit of cloud around, just a bit of light drizzle, so it might not be the best views, but we'll see what happens when we get up there. Anyway, really enjoying this walk. It's fantastic. Oh, well, it's been quite a climb coming up towards the Pinnacle. It's about, according to that sign, we're about 700 metres from it if we go the more direct way. So not too far off it, but yeah, it's been a pretty big climb up here. Coming up through the Grand Canyon was just awesome. Just really amazing rocks and all the water running through there. It was really good, really nice. So yeah, we're not too far off the Pinnacle as it is now, and I reckon we'll probably stop up there for lunch. There's a bit of sun just starting to try and break through the clouds, so hopefully the cloud might have thinned out a little bit by the time we get up there and have some lunch, and might actually get some views up there, which would be great. So anyway, just about at the top of this, so keep on pushing up the hill and have a rest for lunch. Well, we're just up here on the pinnacle of the peak here, and this is looking down over Hall's Gap in the background. The views up here are sensational. It's actually cleared up a little bit, so there's not as much cloud around now. It's pretty decent views, as you can see. So yeah, it's been a big hike up here with the packs on to get up the hill, but yeah, worth the hike up just to get these sort of views. Anyway, time for some food. Well, we're back on the trail after having a bit of lunch up at the pinnacle. It got pretty cool up there. The wind was blowing a little bit and it was very fresh, so it was nice to have a bit of food. But just coming through this sort of sandy section out into some more rocks, and yeah, the terrain's just really interesting up through here. So there's a few day trippers around coming from a couple of different car parks. Yeah, I think the traffic will probably start to thin out a little bit once we get up to the or across to the Bugiga campsite, which is where we're camping tonight. So yeah, not sure. I think there's about 13 tent platforms there, so we've got 3 of those, and it'll be interesting to see how many people are actually there tonight, but hopefully it won't be too full. But anyway, still going uphill here, so it's been a good workout. So I think we've got about another 3 k's or something to go, and we should get to camp probably within the next hour, I reckon. Well, here we are, we're just walking into the Bugiga campsite. So we've taken it pretty leisurely today. It's just before 4 o'clock now, so we haven't really pushed it too hard. But yeah, this is the campsite for tonight. It's all pretty well set up with decking and all the tent platforms. So yeah, it looks like it should be a good little spot. Nice and sheltered too, out of the wind. So should be a nice little place to spend the night tonight. Anyway, we're just heading down to our platforms and we'll get camp set up and start getting some food underway soon. morning. We're just at the Bugiga campsite. Just finished packing up. It's about 9:15 now, and we're about to hit the trail again. Got about a 14k day today. So we head through to Burrow Huts campground tonight. It was a really nice campsite here actually. It was just so quiet last night. There was just no wind around and just really still. So yeah, really good spot up here. So had a nice bit of breakfast, got everything packed up, and we are just about to set off again. Looking forward to day 2. All right, well, we're back on the trail on day 2 of the Grampians Peaks Trail, and we've just recently left the Bugiga campsite, and we're about to start another uphill climb to Mount Rosea, which, according to that sign there, is 4.5 k's. So probably going to be another nice uphill section coming up. And I think Mount Rosea is at about 950 metres from memory. So yeah, should be some more good views up there hopefully. All right, well here we go. Well, we're getting pretty close to the summit of Mount Rosea now. So just behind me here is the bridge over the gate of the east wind, and supposedly just shortly after this we're going to be turning left up to the summit of Mount Rosea. So let's head over this bridge. But just views are amazing today. There's just so much to see from up here. And sounds like the views are going to be pretty amazing once we get up to Mount Rosea summit. So there's been a few areas where we've been ducking and weaving between rocks, which has made it a bit of fun. Speaking of which, here comes another one. But yeah, it's made it a bit of fun coming through this section. Anyway, better watch what I'm doing here because it's yeah, still a bit of rock climbing to do up through here. Anyway, we're getting pretty close to the summit, I reckon. Well, this is up on the summit of Mount Rosea, which is, I think, yeah, around about 950 metres or so above sea level. It's just awesome views from up here, all the way around. Yeah, you can see from the views up here, just amazing landscape all around here. And you can see pretty far into the distance as well. We've just had some lunch and had a bit of a rest up here. It's very cool though. The wind, there was no wind up until a couple of minutes ago, and it's just come up a little bit now. So as soon as the wind comes up, it's pretty fresh. But anyway, this is just worth the effort to get up here. We've been going uphill all morning, and we're now at the junction to start heading down to the Burrow Huts campground, which is our stop for tonight. come all the way down and I'm just crossing a bridge here over the river, which is flowing pretty well from what you can hear it and see it behind me there. So come all the way down and now just crossing this bridge roughly about 500 metres from the Burrow Huts campsite. Actually, sorry, it's even closer than that. It's only 50 metres according to that sign there. So it must be just down here. So anyway, just walking up to that. And I think that makes it about a 14.5k day today. So it's pretty decent. A lot of big mountain climb and down the other side of that. So it's been a good workout today. So just coming up the steps now to the campground. And I'm not sure if there'll be too many people here because it's a Sunday today. So yeah, just coming up now and it's actually looking like it's pretty empty, so we may have this place to ourselves tonight. So Aaron and Tony are just parked in the background there. It's about just after 3:30 now, so we did pretty decent time and now we're getting ready to set up camp. Well, here we are at Burrow Huts campground and we are all set up. We actually only had one site booked, but there's absolutely no one here except for us, so we're just spreading out a bit. And we are having a beer, which is really nice. And about to get some food underway. We've probably only got another 45 minutes or so of light. But yeah, it's just a great spot down here. Real contrast to last night's spot, which was pretty high up and very dry. And we've got the river running by here, and yeah, it's really nice. So time to get some food going. We heard these guys this morning when we woke up, and I imagine we'll be hearing them again tomorrow morning. The kookaburras. Just down here giving the feet a soak in this very icy cold water. This is right next to the campground, and it's just a really nice spot. It's just yeah, the sound of the water flowing from where our camp spot is. We've got our tent set up. Everything's ready to go for tonight, and Tony was good enough to bring some beers down to this campsite as well as some water. So we're going to yeah, have a little bit of a wash in the water here, and then yeah, have a cold one, which will be a nice reward for the end of the day. So yeah, Tony and Aaron are both in the background there, just soaking the feet. It's nice to do it, but this is freezing, this water. Anyway, nice little spot to stay for the night. We are back on the trail on the third and final day of the Grampians Peaks Trail loop. Officially, we're not actually on the Grampians Peaks Trail today. This is I think it's called the Belfield track, which heads back to around Lake Belfield and then back to Hall's Gap. So just sort of going through a lower lying area now, and we head around the lake today and loop back to Hall's Gap at the end of the day. So I think it's about 12.5 k's today. but it should be much easier going, I think. Going to be a lot flatter. Nice sunny morning. There was a bit of rain overnight, so it's just sort of been nice actually just to have that little bit of rain. But yeah, it's all sort of cleared up again now, and it's really nice. Beautiful conditions for walking. Hardly any wind again. So yeah, should be okay. So we're now about halfway along the loop back to Hall's Gap, and we're looking across to Mount Rosea there, which is what we were up on top of yesterday. So I think we're probably halfway along the lake here. If you're expecting the last day to be flat, which is what we thought, that's not the case. We've just come up over a pretty big hill and down the other side of that. So yeah, and it was very steep. So yeah, there's a little bit of hill climbing to do on the third day as well. But yeah, I think we're making pretty good progress. So we'll probably get back to Hall's Gap around lunchtime, I would say. So yeah, hopefully the last section should be pretty easy going. Well, it's the home stretch now, just only a few hundred metres away from the Brambuck Information Centre. So that's where we reported in at the beginning. That's where Tony reported in, just to give them our trip intentions. So we're just heading back there to let them know we finished. And yeah, we're pretty much back at the main town then, at Hall's Gap. So yeah, what a beautiful walk, and just great day for it today as well. So we've been really lucky with the weather. So this is just about done. Well, we're back in Hall's Gap, and we've just been having some lunch at the end of our hike. So we've done about, yeah, it's roughly about 37 k's all up for the whole trip. And yeah, mate, it's just a great walk, really nice. Even that last day exceeded expectations. It was, I thought it was just going to be a bit of a dull gravel fire track, but yeah, there's a lot of hills up and down, and yeah, really nice way to finish it. So yeah, definitely recommend this one if you've got a 3-day plan just for a couple of nights. The terrain is just amazing. So I'm really looking forward to when they open the rest of this trail up and have a chance to come back and do either some other sections of it, or ideally it'd be great to do the whole thing, which is probably about 2 weeks worth of hiking. So it's a big trip, but yeah, it's a great spot up here. Anyway, it was good doing it with the other guys. We've all really enjoyed it and had great weather overall, so we're really lucky. So it's around about 2 o'clock now, and we're just finishing up lunch and then going back to the cars and heading back to Melbourne. So about a 3-hour drive back, and that will be the end of the adventure.